We back with another reaction. What's good, gang? All right, man. So you might notice it's a little bit different today. We want to try to give this a shot for the week and just kind of see how you guys respond to a new setup or a new look. Now, if you guys love it, I want to know, man. I really want to know if you guys would rather see videos in this format or if you guys would rather go back to the live vertical view, which we can definitely do that pretty easily, man. But like I said, we back with another reaction. Shout out to the homie Deleted as always, man. Now this video is about, let me turn this off, my bad. This video is in reference to Gunna and Thug, man. And I think Charlamagne said one thing. Charlamagne said one thing that I really agree with. Like, if you're not a street person, like if you're not in the streets like that, like it don't really matter if he's a rat or not. Like, if you just enjoy the music, you enjoy the music. But let me know what you guys think about it, man. So we're gonna get into this video. Shout out to the homie Deleted again, as always, for dropping the bangers. Listen, I'm really excited to get into this one. 14-minute video, but like I said, before we even get into it, to me, if I like the music, I like the music. I'm not really worried about him being a rat per se, but to each their own. All right, man, what's up, Mr. Sheridan? What's up, T-Ski? What up, Guillermo? Again, let me know if you guys like the new format. I do perceive that views will probably be a little bit lower with this format, but you guys tend to stick around and hang out a little bit longer for the video, so I appreciate that. Setho, what up, Marco? What up, Rob? What up, Guillermo? What up, T-Ski? What up, Mr. Sheridan, everybody? All right, let's go ahead and tap into this video. Let me hit the like button for my dog first, though. Hold up, my bad. Let's hit the like button for the homie first before we even get into the video. All right, let's do it.
From here on out, everything I say is purely fictional and just for laughs.
Hey, look.
None of it should be taken.
My boy, hey, you gotta have a disclaimer now at the beginning of these videos, man. You gotta have a disclaimer because people be on your neck for no reason. Like, bruh, it's just an opinion.
Take it seriously or considered evidence or used for any legal action. We are not Gunna or OT of Jam around these parts. This is purely for entertainment. This topic isn't for the soft or powder puff girls either. Go cry to someone who cares. Young Thug officially pulled Gunna's card. For all you goofy snitching ass out here that have defended Gunna, saying he's not a rat, the one—
Wait, what'd he say? All them rappers called Gunna a rat just for Thug to ask the judge to let him collab with him. That's the piece that still confuses me. That's the piece that still kind of confuses me. Is him still working with him, but I don't know if he did that to actually work with him or if he did that. I don't know why he did it. Anybody got a good reason why he did it?
Did Gunna, saying he's not a rat, the ones who have been clowning Lil Baby and Lil Durk about them calling Gunna a snitch and how they look stupid now that Thugger is out, and claiming Gunna and Thug are tight because of one clip. You just exposed yourself as the type that nobody should trust ever with anything. You are the Gunna in the friend group, the OT of Jams. If I was your friends, I'd side-eye the hell out of you. Like, get away from me, you can't sit with us.
You can't sit with us!
And Thug, you need to chill the hell out. You are on probation,
Facts,
gang.
bro.
What are you doing? There's no way you missed the Diddy house this bad already. If you're here to spread that tired ass virtue signaling energy, go ahead and click off now. This topic isn't for you. If you
I don't really know if it was I would just stay away from it completely. Bro got 15 years probation, gang. Like 15 years is a very long time, man. 15 years is a very long time to be on probation. So I think it's probably in his best interest to stay away from it. Stay away from the topics at all, man. I still don't know how he's gonna put out music. I'm still not completely sure how he's going to go about putting out music. Funyo, your boy, if they couldn't communicate, Gunna could have terminated their deal. That way he's still tied down. No Diddy. It's because Gunna is under contract with Thug, so Thug gonna use him to get his coins. Ooh.
street politics, that's fine. But coming here to judge something you know nothing about, that comes off as weak and corny. The streets run on a code of morals and principles, whether you believe in them or not. The same code that helped people rise up from nothing to something. They signed up for a lifestyle with rules that you don't understand and don't need to. Your opinion holds zero weight, and no one cares if you get it or not. This video is for those who've been around the lifestyle or lived the lifestyle, or maybe for the ones who just want to understand the lifestyle. I say all this because there are some people who call Drake a studio gangster, but the second a rapper backs up their lyrics and things get real, they're the first to judge and act all high and mighty.
That's a bar. That's a bar. That's a bar. And then another case too, where like I remember hearing Joe Budden even talk about this too, where it was like, bro, we glorify the music so much, and then as soon as somebody end up unalive, then it's RIP this person or free this person or free that person. I feel like you can't have both. You can't have both. Funyo, hit me up afterwards, bro. But that's you can't have it both ways.
The ones that are out here reciting every line, word for word and bar for bar. But when the lyrics start hitting too close and shit gets bad, suddenly it's a problem. If you can't handle the lifestyle, stop listening to the music then. What are we talking about here? The hypocrisy of you fans. Gee whiz, geez willikers. Holy smokes, Batman. These are the same people who praises Kendrick, when Kendrick also tells the same story, but from a different perspective, highlighting the lives and the code behind it all. Kendrick stands on all 10 by his principles. And he wasn't here for Gunna's snitching ass either, making that very clear in a verse on Euphoria by calling out Gunna while pulling Drake's card.
I know some shit about niggas that make Gunna wanna look like a saint.
I mean, since everyone wants to compare Kendrick to every scenario, I figured we get that out the way and put that into perspective. And now I just rambled too damn long off topic. Shit got boring. But I needed to, because on my last video, my Little Dirk video, I had an army of people saying that they are actually for the snitches. And I actually blame Gunna and 6ix9ine for that shit. Snitches are the snakes of crime because they're far more dangerous. They're willing to do crime and then turn on their own to keep themselves out of trouble. That doesn't mean they're not criminals. That just means they're criminals without code.
I mean, I totally understand that. I totally understand that. It's like, I don't think you can do crime with others because of that. I don't think you could really do anything unless it's your brother or your family. Anybody who claimed to be your brother is not going to be there for you when you need them. And if they didn't snitch, they not coming to visit you. They not coming to see you. They're not taking care of your family while you locked down. It's a lot of different scenarios where it never pans out. I don't think it pans out in any situation. Like it could, but most of the time it don't pan out in any situation. Not one. Not if you get locked up and they didn't snitch on you, well, they ain't taking care of your family. If they did snitch on you, it's like, it's too much going on with that, bro.
Morals, principles, integrity, and respect. And that's far worse. Let's not get civilians mixed up with criminals. A civilian snitching is expected. A criminal snitching is a snake. Gunna is a whole bitch. There.
All right. I like that. Civilian snitching is supposed to happen. Criminal snitching is way different. Like, you can't be with the shits, and then when it hits the fan, then you turn around. So now but that's why I said at the beginning of the video, if you're not with that life in general, him being a snitch shouldn't even concern you. But if you into the life and you understand what comes with it, then you probably have issue with this.
I said it. He's a bitch.
Big B too.
I'm crashing out. Let me crash out. Let me act like it happened to me real quick. Act like it's all personal and shit. To free yourself by conspiring against your own will always be disgusting work. Bruh thought he could lose weight and be reborn again. Like we would forget just because you're not fat anymore. Gunna, you went from being a fat ass rat to just a skinny one. You really thought you could shed some weight, and he thought he could shed the snitch right up out of him. Nah, bro, it don't work that way. You're not fooling anyone but your stretch marks. Your stretch marks knows. They know. That's why you have stretch marks. They're a memory. Those are your memory scars. And you better not make another record ever talking about street nothing, ever. You're worse than Drake. A snitch is far worse than a pretender. Young Thug can't go outside and claim YSL anymore. He can't wear his chain.
But I understand, bro. I understand the fervor and like the vigor behind saying that, because it's like you aligned yourself with gangsters, acted as a gangster, behaved behaved gangster-like, all the things you could do, got in trouble, and it was like, nah, it was him. Oh man. But I see, but the plight of the people is different though. The plight of the people is like, bro, I ain't no gangster. I'm snitching, gang. It was him. But if you with it, then you should know. Oh man, that's crazy.
Or make music about it. He can't wear YSL apparel or do anything that affiliates himself with the brand he built from scratch because of Gunna's confirmation that YSL is a gang organization.
Statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped the vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Gunna was and always will be labeled a rat. He's the reason Thugger ended up with the 15 years of probation and had to plead guilty. If Gunna hadn't confirmed YSL was a gang, the case wouldn't have legs to run. Without that statement, there wasn't enough evidence.
I mean, yeah, that's very true. Because they didn't have anything to go on in the first place. They didn't have enough. So because he admitted that it was a gang, when did that happen? Like, how long ago was that? Because him admitting that it was a gang probably prolonged it for the next year or so, whatever he was in jail, which would piss me off too. And we're not looking at this from the civilian mindset. You got to remove the civilian mindset. You got to look at it from a completely different mindset and say, bro, this is different type of activity, bro, where we got into this and we knew what the consequences was when we got into it. So if you get caught, you go down. That's it. Or at least don't talk. Don't say nothing. Don't tell on yourself. I get it.
To hit Thugger with a RICO charge as some crime organization leader. They couldn't prove YSL was a gang without someone stepping up to say it was. This handed the prosecution the leverage they needed to keep building a case against Thug. If Gunna had kept quiet and played it like Thug did, they wouldn't have had much to go off of. The RICO charge was originally designed for Italian mob families. Prosecutors couldn't touch mob bosses because they kept their hands clean, leaving no trace, no wiretaps, nothing substantial that could stick in court. So they came up with the RICO to take down the bosses by connecting them to the crimes carried out by their soldiers or team who were acting under their authority. In other words, this entire case proceeded and lasted this long and concluded the way it did because of Gunna's plea deal, his statement, his snitching. Y'all gotta remember, this is the feds. This is the feds. They're not doing shit for you unless you do something for them.
Right.
They're not gonna just help you out for no reason. You gotta help them back. He scratched their backs and they scratched his. Even though I'm pretty sure evidence or other witnesses may have eventually came forward and confirmed YSL was a gang, but Gunna's actions solidified that perception first.
The thing is, if it was anybody else, it probably wouldn't have been a problem. It's because it's Gunna, not that it wouldn't have been a problem, but we wouldn't be talking about it. Because it's Gunna, like basically a co-founder, like you built this up. Because it's him, it's even worse. It's like, bro, you built this. You want to tear it down?
All because he prioritized his own release from prison. His selfish decision hurt Thug more than anything else. It's comments like these that really grinds my gears. How is a man who snitched on himself calling someone a snitch? Thinking face. Why are you even here?
Facts, because he didn't call himself, well, he called him, he did snitch on himself, but by calling the gang a criminal calling it a gang and a criminal organization, that was the nail. Well, not the nail, but that was at least one of the biggest red flags that allowed them to continue the case.
You could tell you just don't
Makes
belong
sense.
in this discussion in the first place. Thug had no choice but to take a plea deal because of the statement that Gunna confirmed of YSL being a gang in the beginning of the whole fiasco. No, this isn't snitching, you morons. The spot was already officially blown the fuck up because of Gunna's confirmation. The bed was officially made because of Gunna's plea deal. If he would have never confirmed it was a gang, they could never prove it unless other things would have came up to prove them otherwise. It would have came off as assumptions when Thug was claiming it was actually a record label and not a gang. They needed that confirmation, man. That's the whole point of a plea deal. Without that, there's no deal. What don't you guys understand? They needed that specific piece to go forward with the RICO charge.
And it's also who it's coming from. It's coming from Gunna. Like, it's like they build pieces to the case. They build and build and build and build. How high are you? How closely do you work with Thug? You know, what is your guys' relationship like? We tight, we close, we this, we that, you know, I know everything about him, you know, everything about me. We started this from the ground up, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so then if we get the confession from you, then it really means something, right? Because if this was anybody else, they could have been like, bro, he don't know what he talking about. He ain't really with us like that.
Gunna handed it over to them, not his statement. You guys keep bringing up the paperwork and the words he said in his statement. We're not talking about that, even though that was a little extreme as well, but we're not really necessarily talking about the documents. We're talking about when he was on that footage telling the judge, confirming, yes, YSL is a gang.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
That was snitching.
He paused on that
I
too.
didn't realize he actually admitted and said yes and agreed that not only it's a gang, but they did crime within the gang. That is called snitching. So now because of all that, if Young Thug hadn't accepted his plea deal in his RICO case, he would have likely faced a full RICO trial where a jury would decide his guilt or innocence, potentially resulting in a much longer prison sentence if convicted on all charges, as the prosecution was seeking a significant amount of time behind bars.
Make an example
However,
out of
there
him.
was also a chance he could have been acquitted on some or all charges, depending on the evidence presented at trial. So taking the plea deal was a gamble. He could have probably got off a little bit easier.
Lighter, yeah.
But then again, he probably would have served a long time behind bars, especially with Gunna's statement. Thug didn't implicate himself directly. In reality, he had little to no choice. If Thug had pled not guilty, it would have gone to trial, where the testimonies and evidence against him would have led to a conviction and potentially a maximum sentence. Given the circumstances, his best option was to accept a plea deal with 15 years of probation, avoiding the risk of a full trial. He didn't snitch on anybody. Do not compare this to Gunna. What is wrong with y'all? I mean, damn, y'all never watched a movie before, or First 48, no crime TV shows, or that one TV show, Cops? You guys haven't watched any of those things? I mean, you don't gotta necessarily be from the hood to understand law and order. He had no choice, and them juries would have turned on him because there's a lot of people that's been talking on the stand. There was too much evidence. Okay, fine, I'll take the deal. I'll just plead guilty. Gunna didn't say, okay, fine, I'll take the deal. I'll just plead guilty. No, that wasn't what happened with Gunna. Gunna came forward and provided extra evidence for no reason. I guess a few people are also confused about why Thugger asked the judge to do music.
This I'm confused about.
With Gunna in the first place, if he was later going to tweet out against him.
Mr. Williams have no contact with any of the co-defendants in this indictment, with the exception of Mr. Quantavious Greer, that is his biological brother. as well as Mr. Sergio Kitchens. He's a phenomenal artist. He goes performer known as Gunna, G-U-N-N-A. Mr. Williams and Mr. Kitchens are contractually obligated, and they frequently perform music together. Your Honor.
Man, if y'all don't get your awareness skills up, y'all gotta get y'all awareness skills up, gang. If there was like a zombie apocalypse, a lot of you guys are not gonna make it. You're not. You guys don't know how to read a room. Y'all don't have awareness whatsoever. A lot of y'all are not gonna make it. Read the fucking room. Again, what I'm about to say is fake. This is all make believe. It's all a story and a facade and assumptions that I came up with that should never be considered as evidence. But if that was me, I'd ask the judge to do music with my friend as well, just in case if anything ever transpired. They wouldn't look my way. I'd look innocent because I want to do music with him. They wouldn't think of me as a suspect for any future crimes that may and could occur.
Oh, all right. Oh, all right. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Like, you can't look at me when the get back happens. You can't look at me because I said he was my friend and I wanted to do work with him. All right, that makes sense. I wasn't thinking about it like that though. I honestly, I wouldn't even think he would be thinking like that because I don't think they need that much to connect the dots. So we gonna go through this whole thing again. Hypothetically, you gonna get your get back at Gunna for snitching through the means of probably YSL or other people involved. Just hypothetically speaking, this is not real, this is not facts. And then you're gonna have them potentially get caught, or if they do get caught, and then it leads all back to you. We're gonna go through this whole thing all over again. Bro, I'm staying clear of all of that. I don't want nothing to do with it. If I'm Thug. Period. I don't care, bro. Let him live.
Use your imagination. Maybe an ass beating. Maybe something far more worse than that. Whatever that may be, they wouldn't think of me because I want to do music with my friend. They would know we were friends till the motherfucker.
But then you go and say, we not friends. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Then you go and you say, hey man, stop acting like we friends. We ain't friends. Wait, so if something does happen to him, you wrote on your own account that you control, or it could be somebody else controlling it, but you wrote, it was allowed to go out on your account that you are not friends. Is this not your account? Is this not your account? Yeah, basically, Marco, like we ain't friends. We said that we ain't friends. Somebody just said in the chat, he just basically greenlit him. Like, do what y'all want to, bro. We ain't friends. Allegedly.
But hey, that's all made up though. A story I just came up with. You can't take that seriously. And I also think Thugger was being funny and trolling. Asking the judge if he could do music with Gunna basically allows him to say Gunna's name in his music. So that means subliminal disses all throughout his new songs. It will be appropriate.
I did kind of think that too. Like, they can work together. Or, you know, he's the only person that he can work with that he's allowed to work with. So, but even this though, he could have used the hell out of him though too. Hooks, whatever, just you. Not that he needs to. I'm not saying that at all. But he could have used the hell out of him and just contractually screwed him out. Whatever he's supposed to get, use him. Don't pay him nothing. And hey, I can work. This is the only one I can work with. This is the only, and then I was another video I wanted to actually do today, but you know, to kind of discuss the whole Drake giving him $1 million thing. We'll talk about that later.
Because technically the judge said he could do music with Gunna. Nah, but on some serious shit, Gunna has to hold this L and honestly move carefully. No one respects someone that does crime and the same thing as his peers and then turns around to take a plea deal by blowing up the spot by revealing the whole gang, putting your...
That's true. But then let's also think about this though. That's almost Gunna been out for over a year, right? I'm not mistaken. Over a year. I think has he been out for a year? I don't know. Anyway, he's put out music that's done well. He's put out music that's done well no matter if he snitched or not. So it doesn't seem to be affecting him at all. Like, maybe in a closest circle or in a closer circle, it might be an issue. But to the fans, which are the people that buy and listen to the music, doesn't seem to be affecting him too much.
Own team away for years behind bars, and also your so-called brother on a 15-year probation, all because you wanted to save your own ass. Take accountability and stand on all 10. You shouldn't have chose this lifestyle if you weren't going to take the repercussions that came with it. I'm from the hood, and I knew I would never want to die for the homies or go to jail for the homies.
Facts.
I knew that lifestyle wasn't for me, so I stayed away. Now, that doesn't mean they're not my family and they're not my friends.
Right.
It doesn't mean I don't respect the gang.
But I ain't getting into that.
I don't respect their decision. It just means I didn't want that life, and I never...
I love that. I love that. I love that. Like, I understand it, but I because we all got family, man. We all grew up. We all have friends who have been through things. We all got... I know that's not, I'm not going to jail for nobody. I know that for a fact. I'm not going to jail for nobody. I'm not doing no time for nobody. I got a family. So I'm just not going to behave like that. I'm not going to get into those types of situations where I even have to think about doing time for somebody. You crazy? Are you insane?
Or pretending to be halfway in and halfway out doesn't make me or anyone else less of a man on which path that we decided to take. As long as you stand behind your morals, principles, and integrity.
Facts.
Being a snitch, playing both sides, doing all the dirt with the crew, but ready to sell everyone else out just to save your own skin? Nah, that's straight trash.
Yeah, that's trash.
That's unacceptable and real bitch shit.
I like the perspective. I told y'all, man, sometimes we need a different perspective, man. You know what? I like the perspective, man. Shout out to the homie Deleted again, man. Always dropping a banger. But again, like I said, if you not really a part of the whole lifestyle anyway, it don't matter, bro. Like if you're not in the, like, it don't matter if he's a rat or not. It really matters to people who live this life, who really live that life, who are really doing these things. You cannot. And then that's why the punishment is that much more harsh too. There's no trust. I can't trust you, bro. If this is the way I'm living my life, I need to be with people I can trust. So if I can't trust you, then you might as well not be here. I'm just saying that. Just throwing that up. Hey, look, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen or nothing like that, but I'm just saying. But shout out to the homie Deleted, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you guys haven't done it already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know if you like the new format. If not, we will go back to the other format. But I love y'all, man, and I will see y'all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.